excited to be joined today by Nick Dangles, who is the co-founder at Kinetic. How are you doing today, Nick?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. It's Friday, so I can't complain. Thanks for having me on, Andy.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. I'm excited about this session. You know, Nick and I are going to be talking about how to generate more leads and how to have a higher close rate by using a better sales approach within a meeting. If you're looking to sell more products or services, you'll want to stay tuned for this one. So Nick, if you could, please give everyone a 1-minute elevator pitch on what you do for your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So at Kinetic, in a nutshell, we help freight tech companies get their product into the world more quickly and with better adoption. So we've noticed over the past several years that there tends to be a disconnect between freight tech companies and freight companies. I don't mean that as a bad thing, right? But it's a real obstacle for getting new tech into the market. So what we do is we leverage our network and our industry experience just to help freight tech companies with things like sales and marketing, customer success. I don't think that was a full minute, so we got time left, but that's it in a nutshell.
Well, I think that's a great summation of what you guys are up to, and certainly appreciate you coming on again with me. So at Trucking Tower, we love to help clients generate hundreds of inbound leads with the right potential customers. And we believe in leading with value and talking the language of the customer. You talk about focusing on what's important to the customer, not what's important to you. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that we talk to our customers about a lot. And those are two very different things, right? I mean, when you're selling or marketing anything, you need to focus on what's important to your prospect rather than what's important to you, because they're not the same. And in the world of freight tech, we see this with things like focusing on the features and the innovations, which are very cool to the freight tech company and are cool in general, but might not be a priority for their customers. It just neglects how it's going to impact the carrier or the broker's day to day. And that's really what you want to be focusing on in your pitch you're telling us.
Absolutely agree. You know, I use a thing called a 2V to 2R ratio that I developed after 25 years of sales and marketing, a lot of that in technology. And it involves providing value and verified results that far outweigh resistors and risk. And it's helped our company to increase sales and our close rate with potential clients. And so we're just sharing this methodology with others as well. You talk about tailoring the pitch or demo to the person you're talking to. How does that work? And can you give us a couple of examples?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you're hitting on another great point here, which, I mean, it ties into the whole focusing on what's important to your customer thing too, right? Like take your pitch and your demos as an example. What's important to a CTO is much different from what's important to an operations manager, for instance. When you're talking to a CTO, like, by all means, focus on the technology, the API, the integrations, and everything's going to be important to him or her from a technology standpoint. But if you're pitching or selling to an operations manager, for instance, it's a much different conversation, right? For that person, the day-to-day is going to be much more important than the tech details. So when you're selling to different people, when you're giving your pitch to different people, be aware of these differences and make sure you're tailoring your pitch and your messaging accordingly.
Couldn't agree more. Absolutely. You know, and I hope that everybody out there finds value in this. I've found value in what we're talking about over many, many years. And it works when you're talking to the customer. What's important to them? What's in it for them? That's what you should be thinking about. So, you know, what's the best way for people to connect with you, Nick?
So to connect with me, feel free to reach out to me at nick@poweredbykinetic.com, or I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, probably more than I like to admit, so feel free to hit me up on there.
Very good. Of course, I'll include that in the video. And really, again, appreciate what you guys are doing. It's really cool. And appreciate you coming on with me today.